Back in business with some more 3 3/4 inch vintage collection figures. Let's get into this. Okay, welcome back to another episode of Paul's Collectibles. Thanks for joining me again. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate having you. And if you are new, welcome to the channel. I talk about my 3 3/4 inch Star Wars action figures on this channel, my full-size Stormtrooper armor and helmets, and just about anything else that may help collect or display those. Today we're going to do an unboxing for some new Star Wars figures that I got. I picked up the Wave 3 2020 Vintage Collection set. We'll be taking a look at those in just a minute. I ordered them on July 11th, so beginning of July 2020. The Wave of 4 cost about $65 with shipping. Now, as anybody who's paying attention right now knows, the post office isn't running as smoothly as it has been, and there's been some issues, but I have no issues with them. Those guys do a good job, and I don't have any complaints. But it was shipped on August 19th, and when I ordered it, it was a pre-order, and Entertainment Earth, who was the company I bought it from, actually said that it would be coming out in August, so they were true to their word. And then it arrived on August 27th. So with that, let's take a look at what we got today and what we'll be adding to my action figure collection. Okay, as you've heard me discuss in the past, Entertainment Earth are one of my go-to companies, and I've never been disappointed by anything they've sent me. And so far, it looks like this box is in excellent condition, so no complaints there. All right, let's cut it open and see what we got. I'm gonna be super careful because theoretically there's 4 figures in here, which means that they're going to be pretty tightly packed, and I don't want to accidentally cut them with old trusty here. I'm going to pop this, pop that. Okay, right off the bat, looks like we've got our shipping manifest. Okay, right on top we've got our first figure, and I'm going to have some explaining to do now that everybody has seen that figure in my collection, but we'll talk about that in a minute. As you can see, they've just set Wicket right on top of Darth Maul here, and they seem to have come none the worse for the wear, so I'm not going to complain about that too much. And then Darth Maul was set flat against the back of Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars. So still no complaints so far. They're a little bent, but you know, 4 figures in a box, can't complain. And then finally, as you can see, they put some paper around the edges here, and good old Obi-Wan was set in there so that Anakin was on top of him. So they basically puzzle pieced the figures together. So, and then if we look in the box here, as you can see, they just put some packing paper to hold them in that little spot they worked on there. So let's talk about what's going on here. For those of you who follow my channel in any fashion, you'll know that I collect Sith and Jedi and the variants of the Stormtroopers and Clone Troopers. So what am I doing with a Wicket from Return of the Jedi? As a matter of fact, I was not a huge fan of these characters and could care less whether I have any of these. But the wave came all together, and it was actually less expensive with shipping and everything to go ahead and buy the entire wave, since, as I'll show you in a minute, the other 3 characters were characters that I really wanted. So I've got an extra Wicket here that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, but we'll see. And as you can see, he's Vintage Collection 27. And for those of you who may be interested, he comes with his spear, comes with a removable pack, and his removable shawl. So I've got a Wicket. We'll see what happens. Okay, getting into what I actually collect, here we have the Clone Wars version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Once again, Sith, Jedi, Stormtroopers, Clone Troopers. This guy's right up my alley. I like this one because he's got the Clone Trooper armor on for some reason. I didn't pay too much attention to those cartoons, but I thought that was pretty cool. He comes with his ignited lightsaber, and he comes with his saber hilt up top there, so it can be lit or not lit. Pretty cool background photograph. Actually, more like looks like almost a Photoshop job or something. That doesn't look like a real photograph. And you can see some battle going on in the background. And on the back, he is Vintage Collection 103. Next up, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi's Padawan learner, Anakin Skywalker, who everyone is well aware becomes one of the most feared and hated Sith ever, Darth Vader. But he's got some nice, soft, good on there. Looks like maybe a skirt cape type of thing. He's also got the ignited lightsaber and the lightsaber hilt. And that very famous pose, I've seen that in a number of different places, of him holding his lightsaber kind of in a downward motion. But once again, good looking figure, good looking articulation. I have no complaints about this one. And he is Vintage Collection 92. So that might be some sort of reissue. As a matter of fact, all of these kind of look like repacks and reissues, but I love them. And so I'm happy to have them. Then finally, we have Darth Maul. And this one's kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen a Darth Maul packed like this before, at least I haven't. Many of you probably have, but that what looks like him on Naboo. And the sculpt is fairly common. I've seen that sculpt a bunch of different times, but he comes with a bunch of really cool accessories this time. What is that? Maybe that's his droid or something down there. And he's got the double-bladed hilt that's not done or not ignited. And then he's got his double-bladed lightsaber ignited. See if I can get the glare out of there, in a fashion that looks like he can use them separately or together. So you can really reenact that battle they had on Naboo. And then finally, something I've never seen before, he has his hood come separately. So he can be hooded or de-hooded, if that's a word. But there's Darth Maul. And now you know why I ended up with a Wicket, because I had to have all three of the characters I just talked about. He's Vintage Collection 86. And so it was cheaper to just get the whole case. And with that, I have a bunch of new things coming. I was waiting for the Hasbro Pulse 3 clone set when out of the blue, they announced a number of different multi-packs and a new Darth Vader that's coming up in January of next year. So I'll have those coming, and I also have a cool new helmet coming. So look for some more cool videos, hopefully, in the near future for me. And until then, I'll see you on the next episode.